A grandmother-in-chief, Marian Robinson, she's the First Lady's mom, and she has moved into the White House right along with the rest of the First family. She is the latest in a long line of presidential in-laws, and as our senior correspondent, Claire Shipman, is here to tell us about her independent style, and she is very independent. That's bound to shape the White House, right, Claire?
Oh, indeed. It's so interesting, Robin. Marian Robinson really for years has been the secret to the Obama family's smooth functioning. She has extraordinary strength of will and also extraordinary physical strength. A few years ago, she competed in the Senior Olympics and did extraordinarily well. Now comes her big challenge, trying to keep this family grounded in their new lofty surroundings.
Throughout Inauguration Day, wherever you saw Sasha and Malia, their grandmother was always close by, ready to assist and support her daughter, son-in-law, and grandchildren as they transition into their new and very public lives.
We couldn't do this without her, and we are grateful that she's going to be here helping the girls, helping me get acclimated to the changes that we'll be facing. I can breathe a little bit easier knowing that if I'm out late or have to travel, that the girls have grandma.
And with grandma moving into the White House, the mother-in-law joke is back.
The president and his wife are fans of Everybody Loves Raymond, which just blew my mind, yeah.
I've never gotten looks like that in my life. You ought to watch me more.
And then it was weird because I found out that the mother-in-law was moving in with them. Yeah, and I thought, well, you watched the show. Did you learn nothing?
Jokes aside, the president adores his mother-in-law. After all, Marian Robinson has been the bedrock of the Obama family these days. She's kept the Obamas, especially Malia and Sasha, on a steady course through a turbulent campaign year, and will do the same in the White House.
It's Marian Robinson in my ear, my mother, you know. I hear, don't sweat the small stuff. Get up, get over it, you know. He's a good man, don't be mad at him. No, my mom is a huge support for me.
In fact, she retired from her job as a bank secretary in 2007 so she could devote all her time to 10-year-old Malia and 7-year-old Sasha. Friends say her help has been a godsend for Michelle, who'd always wanted to recreate the extraordinarily nurturing atmosphere Marian created in their working-class Chicago home.
When she was growing up, we're talking about like 30 years ago, children still went home for lunch. At least she did, because her mother was at home.
And the motherly pride still in her voice decades later in this video she narrated for the Democratic Convention.
I want to tell you about my daughter, Michelle. She's my baby.
My mom's big mantra was making sure that we felt good about ourselves.
Her brother Craig says Michelle and his mother are tighter than tight.
They didn't have that kind of friction that you hear with mothers and daughters. I think my mom and my sister are best friends.
Marian's style with Sasha and Malia, much the same as it was with Michelle and Craig. She pushes free thinking and independence with a good dose of discipline and love. Neither Marian nor her husband finished college, but as parents, they raised their children to achieve great things. Both attended Princeton. Craig earned his MBA while Michelle went to Harvard Law.
The values they taught us were, honesty, integrity.
They were values she learned from her own parents. Born one of 10 children in heavily segregated Chicago, Marian put herself through a correspondence course to become a secretary at a bank. She married Fraser Robinson, who battled MS most of his adult life without complaint until he died in 1991. The resemblance is there, especially around the eyes. So wise and expressive, perhaps because they've witnessed such transformative events. Her husband's tremendous courage,
Michelle Obama,
her children's extraordinary success, and now her son-in-law's history-making moment.
Congratulations. Now, Michelle Obama's aides say this is really a trial visit. It's not clear, Robin, whether Marian will trade her Chicago-style bungalow for a room in the mansion permanently, but somehow I think the Obamas are not going to let her go so easily.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Okay, Claire, thanks so much.